world's very best poker players once again descend on London as we bring you Season 3 of the $1 Million Cash Game. Aggressive, unpredictable and a great reader of his opponents, Patrick Antonius has amassed winnings of almost $3 million and will be looking to make good after that huge loss to Phil Ivey in Season 2. Eli Elezra is a former soldier in the Israeli army and has built an impressive business portfolio. He's also already won nearly $2 million at poker and is notoriously difficult to dominate. Gus Hansen's the only player to win 4 WPT titles. He'll be looking to make an impact here. Known as the Great Dane, he's won over $7 million to date. Frenchman David Benjamin is a new face at the $1 Million Cash Game, and the former tennis pro is sure to be looking to improve on his already impressive poker record. Better known as Durr, Tom Dwan is an online poker prodigy, still relatively new to live poker. Tom will have his hands full as he sits amongst some of the toughest opposition ever assembled. Phil Hellmuth may have the best CV in poker history, but he joins the $1 Million Cash Game for the very first time. Known as the Poker Brat, sparks are sure to fly with him at the table. Phil Ivey took down a record $800,000 pot in Season 2. Regarded by many as the best player in the world, he'll be a quiet colossus at the table and is no doubt the one to beat. Former world champion Chris Jesus Ferguson is the tightest player in the field. He's fiercely analytical, and if he's in a hand, he's usually in with a strong chance of taking it down.
Hello and welcome to London for the full-tilt-poker.net $1 Million Cash Game, where some of the highest rollers in poker are battling it out against each other with absolutely no limit to the amount of their own money that they can gamble with. So let's get you straight to the action. And your commentators as well, Roland de Wolf is alongside David Tuckman.
Action over to Chris Ferguson, he's not going to play it.
Must have known on some level.
It's so bad because
Lesra on the button.
All the time now. It's going to come much more often. I have no idea how bad it is. I should have given him at least a
raise 2,600 total bet. Cool. Cool.
Well, Benjamin's got 10-9 offsuit right now, and he's our big winner so far, up over $100,000. Three-handed here, and it's an interesting flop for Benjamin. He's flopping open-ended straight draw here.
Bet 6,000. 6,000 to call.
I'll just play so tight. I'll just fold.
And of course, you see 0% for Ellie there, and 0% for Benjamin because they had the same hand that would be chopped. And we'll see here. This is going to be pretty much who's going to put more money in the pot, huh?
6,000.
Often when people, they say when both players have the same hand, the better player will win, and Eli has position.
Check.
Of course, there's also a question of building the pot. If you're going to hit, you want the pot to be built before it gets there.
Of course, both players fearing that ace. Elezra on the button.
This is the sort of pot where your mindset, if you're winning in the game, you may play it more aggressively.
Check.
Whereas you'll play more aggressive if you're stuck. If you're losing.
Well, this will be interesting. Both players have missed. They both have 10 high. If it goes check, they'll chop it up. But you imagine one of them is going to put a bet in there, try to take this pot down.
Yeah, I can't imagine it going check. It's actually quite a nice card to bluff because it makes 4 cards to a straight. Anyone with a 6 in their hand will do it. So, Eli's not a man to be bluffed, but David is just getting away with everything, and his timing has been perfect.
Well, here comes the big bet from Benjamin, and look at that. He's out of position against Ellie, but he takes down the pot with the same hand.
One time I'm going to catch the bluff. I'm going to have a pair. I probably will lose then, but nice bluff. No, this was easy. If you don't have it, right?
started, one player is made the nominated dealer or button. Then the two players to the left post the small and big blinds. These are force bets to get the action started. The big blind is always double the small, but unlike a tournament, the blinds rarely change. However, they are sometimes increased to spice up the action. We start here with $300 and $600. There's also an ante of $100 per player, which must be paid if they want to play in a hand. Once the blinds and antes are posted, everyone is dealt 2 cards. We have a round of betting. Then 3 cards are placed face up on the table, called the flop. These are the community cards for all the players to use. Then we have another round of betting, after which the 4th card, the turn, is placed in the middle. This is followed by some more betting and the last community card, the river. Then we finish off with a final round of betting. The best 5-card hand takes the money.
$600 to call. $2,100 total bet. Fold. Fold.
And Patrick Antonius has bought in for another $100,000, and we have $1.5 million at this table, just constantly growing.
Fold.
Now Helmuth raised it up in early position, actually under the gun with a big ace.
Cool.
And he's going to get called by Tom Dwan.
He didn't bluff there, guys. How to believe, right? How to believe?
Dwan with the gut shot.
They got
Helmuth with a pair of queens.
They got a history, these two players, from the Heads Up Championship this year, the World Heads Up, and they got it all in. Phil had aces and Tom had 2 10s and hit a 10, and that was all she wrote.
3,600. Called.
Of course, some bad blood between these two players.
Yeah, that Heads Up Championship weighing heavily on Phil's mind.
And that pair of clubs changes a lot here. Dwan now has the gut shot, has also picked up the flush draw. How does he play this? We know he's got a bunch of weapons in his arsenal, a lot of moves.
Yeah, so gifted, Tom Dwan, like a young sensation, and Phil Helmuth, almost an old stager these days. It'd be interesting to see.
If Gus decided to put you on up and down.
I know Phil doesn't want to give up on this pot, but Tom bets this.
How much?
10,300.
10,300 is the bet.
Makes a nice hefty bet there. 10,300 into a $12,000 pot.
I tell you, this is shaping up to be a phenomenal pot, because
But you got to realize that, I mean, Helmuth can't beat a king, he can't beat Jack 10, really can't beat anything except a bluff, which is what Dwan's doing here.
I mean, he beats like Queen Jack, Queen 10, 10-9. They're the sort of hands that he is beating.
It was pretty simple because put you on 5-6.
He could have ace 10 of clubs.
The bottom hand of the stuff. I thought
You got to love the dynamic of his hands, and Helmuth throws it away, and is Dwan going to show? No, he doesn't show. He takes down the pot quietly. And Tom Dwan still way behind there. He's down over $100,000. Patrick Antonius also down over 100. David Benjamin, man of the moment, up $103,000.
Well, the audience have been on the edge of their seats as the chips continue to fly into the middle. Join us again after the break here on the Full Tilt Poker.net $1 Million Cash Game.
We're at FullTiltPoker.net $1 Million Cash Game. I'm David Tuckman alongside Roland DeWolf, the first player to win championship titles on both the WPT and the EPT, Roland. Quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean, poker tournaments so tough, and just to win a couple of huge titles like that and all the other finals just make me very proud. But this is a cash game.